And one thing with this, you got all the clear coat off because when you use the alcohol, before you use the 3000, you wiping it down and it should all dry to a frost. Okay. When it all dries to a frost, you can see if you have any left, it'll look like this clear spot. But that should just dry out. Okay. So when you're using the the polymer vapor, you have to make sure that you got all of it around. Because any spot that you miss, when you apply that polymer vapor, it's going to show. Okay. So you got all the clear coat off of it when you wipe it down with alcohol after you finish it with the 2000. And it should all be frosty. For as long as I've been doing headlight restoration, whew, how long has it been? Wow, since 2015. So it's now 2024, but the double decker padding, I learned that from Headlight Restoration Pro, and it's really good for these headlights that got these extreme curves to it, or even when the curve is more inward. It's just that it allows flexibility to get around those lumps without damaging the curvature of the part of the headlights. So I really like that. When I saw him do that, he just double decked it. That was great. And another thing, he actually used the drill with the 3000 grit. I'm going to use that to finish it. I've always done it by hand when I got to 1000, 2000, 3000, but in this case, I did the 1000 by the grit with the drill, but then I did the 2000 by hand, and so now I'm going to do this one with the drill just to see what kind of results I get. You want to get rid of all those little fine scratches. Okay, not to say it's going to be perfect, but it'll be good enough in the end. The client will really be impressed. Yeah, so the one thing about using the polymer vapor, I've attached this flex clear hose to it. I kind of electric taped it. But the reason for that is so that you can get the top part of this headlight, because it's almost flat as a table. And if you just try to use the cattle with the plastic nozzle only, you tip it too much, you'll pour the polymer vapor liquid onto it. So you kind of get the idea. The vapor go up, and if you notice on the end, I taped some paper towel around the tip. Now, why did I do that? Because sometimes that vapor will condensate at the tip. So the paper towel at the tip absorbs that condensation so that you never get a condensation drip on top of the headlights. So, and what helps too is when you're shaking the can side to side. When you shake that can side to side, it does it even better. See, as you can see. Yeah. So it takes a little longer to do this, but the end result is just amazing. Okay, so there's a tidbit. It's kind of, gimmicky, MacGyver-like, but hey, it does the job. You keep from spilling the polymer onto the headlights. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a full MacGyver on this funnel. So I'm going to do, right now, I can't insert it because the end of the funnel is too small. I can't insert the plastic into it, so I'm going to cut it at a point where I will be able to insert it, and then I'm going to tape it. Reason why is because the way it is now, I just kind of clumsy taped it like that. But when I clumsy taped it like that, that polymer vapor starts to disintegrate and make this electric tape gummy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, stick it in. That way the tape won't be exposed to the polymer vapor. So here we go. Oh yeah, okay, I had to cut off quite a bit of it. And I had to really just kind of take this, insert it this way. and then I had a sense of where to cut it, because once I pushed it to where it didn't go up any further, then I knew where to cut it. So you can somewhat see through it a little bit. Hold it up to the light. Then I just took my box cutter and cut it there. So now I'm going to reverse that and then stick it in that way. Okay, so now I can put the tape around it, and I won't have the polymer vapor affecting the tape itself. Okay. Here we go. All right, so there you have it. So when the vapor come out and you're dealing with those headlights with the flat tops on it, you can bend this down and hit it. Remember to put a paper towel on the end. That'll absorb any polymer that condensates so that it doesn't drip onto the headlight. All right, there it is. The MacGyver extension on the flex hose. Here's what I've been doing so far to the light. As you can see, it's spectacular. The polymer vapor does its thing. And if you ever wonder, how does it does that? How does it, it's like it's clearing up the fog and you see this real clear, crystal clear as you apply the vapor. Well, the polymer vapor interacts with the polycarbonate plastic, and as the vapor hits it, it is a melting action really. It just flattens it out. So as it hits it, it flattens it out crystal clear. So this client vehicle here, this is my wife's car. So I've been experimenting on her car and kind of leaving her headlights halfway done and messed up, and so she finally got on my case to finish it. So I'm doing my best on it now to please her. You gotta have peace in the house. If your wife ain't happy, you ain't gonna be happy either. All right, so I plugged it back up, just waiting for it to get back hot. You can tell, you feel the can, it feels really warm on the bottom. Alrighty, so here goes. I'm just gonna do some touch-ups, is what I'm gonna do here, and then I'm gonna do the other side. You can't do a half job when it comes to the wife's car. Okay, so that is it. Polymer applied to my wife's headlight. Looks spectacular. Okay, and the driver's side as well. All right, so hope you took note of how I applied that polymer vapor when it comes to headlights. Sometimes the shape of them be like a flat table. So I've showed you if you order the polymer vapor kit, but you make sure that you see that plastic stem hose. You want to be able to use that when it comes to, because you want to bend it down toward the top. I do have the other cap for it, but I didn't like it because it kept popping off. So I used that funnel, but I had to kind of, adapt it in a way, So I just cut it, stuck the flex hose in it, and as you saw how it was. Okay, so I just stuck it in there. So I had to improvise it so that I can bend that flex hose down to get it toward the top of the headlight. I'm holding this camera with my one hand. So you can bend it down to hit the top of the headlight, okay? And at the same time, you want to kind of shake the can. You shake that can, wobble it. Ooh, don't want it to fall out. So I'm doing this with one hand. So when you shake the can, you kind of stimulate the vapor to come out. So I had to do a MacGyver on that just to get that to work the way I want to, because with the regular, funnel spout, you would tilt it to get the top, and you would pour that liquid on there, and that was awful. So anyway, hope you guys learned something on this, and you put that paper towel at the tip of the plastic. So when that vapor condensates at the tip, it'll get absorbed instead of dripping onto the headlight. Alrighty. So, you can watch YouTube videos on how to do this stuff, but you will never see a video that will deal with situations like that, where you get the drips from the vapor, So spectacular. Alright guys, this is Neil, coming to you guys with another video, and I'm just keeping it real. Take care.